Gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Let me start with you, Kwame Osu Ansah.
Yeah.
You are the Vice President of Katanga Hall.
The University of Katanga.
University Hall. What's your population?
We are about 1,500.
Above 1,500.
Yeah.
What's the general population of students at Tech?
Over 50,000.
You have over 50,000 students at Tech. So right now, it's possible that over 50,000 students are watching you talk about this issue today.
Yeah, I'm very sure.
You are very sure.
Yeah.
All right, Kwame Osu Ansah, tell me what brought us to where we are today.
Okay, thank you very much. The genesis of the story, it was started last semester when we heard about the fact that all the halls are going to celebrate our hall weeks in a single week. So let's say Kunti, Africa, Katanga, Republic Hall, in this hall, we are all going to celebrate our hall week in a single week. So during that week, all the halls were celebrating their hall week. They were celebrating, but Katanga, we decided to object to that decision because we found it that it wasn't quite acceptable to us. We didn't accept that. You
mean management decided that there was a particular week or day during which all of you might have celebrated your whole week?
Yeah, but
what was the trend?
Initially, before then, maybe this week, in this hall, we'll celebrate their whole week. The following week, Katanga will celebrate. The following week, Kunti, and in that order.
So it means you guys had the opportunity to choose when to celebrate your whole weeks?
Yeah, it was a schedule. If Unity is celebrating their whole week, Katanga will have to wait. Africa will have to wait for the following week. That's it. So that was where it started from. So Katanga decided not to celebrate our whole week. We wanted to object to that decision. That was said by management. Just as we wanted to object and we were planning for actions to take, we heard rumors that we are going to change our hall into a mixed hall. Kunti and then Katanga, we are going to change into a mixed hall. So that was when it started. So we have to move from the issue of the hall celebration and tackle with the main issue, which is the mixed hall issue. So Katanga and Kunti, we became united, and then there are some instances that we gathered for morale and nothing happened.
What is morale?
Morale, like Jama, every Friday night we meet and then we sing. And then that's where most people get it wrong. They feel like we are not serious or something like that, but that isn't it. When we meet during the morale, it helps us to know ourselves. So when you come to Katanga, in first year when you are in Katanga, almost 80% of the students in Katanga will know you. About 80% will know you. When you are in Kunti, about 70% will know you that you are from Kunti because of that morale. So we are united. When we wanted to object to that, we also heard that the decision has been reversed. That was what we also heard, that it has been reversed. So we had to calm down. Then we calmed down. When we went home, we heard another rumor. And then this time it was being justified that there is going to be a conversion of the two main halls, male halls, Katanga and Kunti. So as legal people, we wanted to take it to court, and then we did justice to that. And in the initial stage, we wanted to sue for injunction. That was what we wanted to sue for. And then, unfortunately, we lost the injunction. And then the girls, the female, they were able to come into the hall. So, as usual, every Friday, we go for morale session, which I talk about the Jama.
It has become a routine.
From, I don't know, for about, let me say about 50 years. Yeah, that's something that is there. It isn't something new. For about 50 years, every Friday, morale. Yeah. So, because we don't accept the fact that the females should be in the hall, the university management made it that when we are having our morale sessions, the girls will have to stay in together with the boys. Once you are in first year and then you are in Katanga or Kunti, you have to be in the hall because the morale will be outside. You don't know what might happen to you when you go out. Yeah. So security became very tight.
Because of the presence of the ladies?
No, because of the Jama.
Okay.
Because during the Jama session, we will be singing and then we'll be jubilating. So maybe a female will be passing by and then we don't know what might happen.
What do you mean by you don't know what might happen? It means when they are passing, you guys target them.
Oh, no. We don't have anything against the female.
Okay.
We don't have anything against the female in the hall. Yeah. So that's it. So security had to come in. And whenever security comes, they saw the students, the continuous students who are having their moral session as a threat to the students who are in first year. But that isn't so.
When you say security, is it the internal security?
The internal security, not the external. The internal security, the school security. Yeah. So anytime they come, they see us as threat to the first year students, that we might hit them. But that's not our intention. That's never been our intention. So that was what happened. So anytime they come, because they see us as threat, they will come and then, like, you know what, Massa, go back, those kind of things. And then there are certain fellows, if I say fellows, Katanentals, Katanga and Mkonti, there are certain students who are very abrasive. They wouldn't give you a chance for you to shout at them. They will object to what you say. So once you object to what they say, they will start to beat you, something of that sort.
You mean the security?
The security, yeah.
Just because you objected or you object to their command?
When they come and then they ask you, like, they wouldn't ask you, like, please, can you go back? Like, go back, as if you are a kid and then they are shouting at you, something of that sort. He sees you as a nobody.
But they are doing their job. You yourself said during the Jama, you guys get a bit violent at times if they see the ladies around and go. So I think they are on top of their job.
No incidents. There isn't a single incident that has happened that a female was being treated bad by a fellow. No, fellows will never do that.
Okay,
there isn't
so
a single incident.
What happened now from there?
Okay, so what happened from there is that every week when we gather to have our moral session, we have some sort of misunderstanding between the fellows and then the students and then the security men. And anytime such incidents happen, some students will be brutalized. And then we give respect to authority. No student has ever thrown his hand at a security.
Have you ever reported this to the school authority?
Several times. Every incident that happened.
How many occasions can you count now and say, we've gone to the management, or which of the authorities did you report to directly?
Firstly, when the incident happened, there are structures in the university. When something happens, you don't just go straight to the vice chancellor or the dean of students to report. So we made the SRC president known what was going on. And then for the first time, he went to the security post, and then I don't know what they went to discuss, but I think they discussed definitely about the brutality. The second time too, the SRC president went to the dean of students to talk to him about it, and for that one, several times going to the dean of students to talk about that matter, several times.
So you are saying that the brutalities continued despite your persistent reports to management?
Yeah, it continued every week, week after week. And then it gets to a point that you'll be afraid to wear your Katanga t-shirt.
Why?
Because when they see you, and especially when you are in muzzles, when you have muzzles,
you are a threat.
You are a threat.
But has Katanga not been synonymous to vandalism, destruction? All over the years, the moment Katanga is mentioned, it's vandalism.
Never. It has never been that way. Never.
So which incidents resulted in these demonstrations?
Okay. Last 2 weeks Friday, where we lost a fellow brother, and then we wanted to gather for a night vigil.
Under which circumstance did you lose the fellow?
He went for a school program, and then he fell off a car.
He fell off a car?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Was it a Katanga Hall program?
No. All student, like SHS.
Okay.
Yeah. And then unfortunately he lost his life. So we gathered, and then he is a fellow. When we say someone is a fellow, we mean a true fellow. When it comes to everything about Katanga, he's involved. Yeah, so we gathered to have a night vigil for him. And then before then, we heard that in rumors that Mora has been banned. And most often, when such incidents, if we are to announce anything, we put that on notice. And then if we are to put that on notice, we put it in the hall's notice board. And then no continuing student is allowed to enter the hall. I hope you understand that point.
I don't get it. Explain it.
Let's say in this room, we've placed the notice here. And then we say that no Kumasi, someone from Kumasi cannot enter this room. And then every week, Kumasi people come to organize program outside this room. And then you've placed the notice inside this room. And then you are saying that the students are not supposed to come inside.
But the students are not in, so they can see the notice.
We can see the notice. It was just rumors. And then we didn't know why the management will cancel Mora or ban Mora, because it has never happened. Yeah.
So what happened during the vigil? What happened from there?
During the vigil,
fast-tracked activities for us.
The security men came in, and then they began to say, don't you know that Mora has been banned a whole lot? And then some of the students wanted to object.
And you were not aware of the Mora being banned?
No. We weren't aware. It was just rumors. Because the notice was placed inside the hall, and then we are not made, not even the executives.
You are the vice president of Katanga.
I'm the vice president.
You're supposed to know if Mora has been banned, and you educate your fellows.
Yeah, I'm the vice president of Katanga.
You didn't receive any communique from management?
No.
You were not invited to discuss banning of Mora?
No.
On campus?
No.
So it is during the vigil, that was when the security told you that Mora has been banned?
Yeah, initially we heard it as rumors. As a rumor that Mora has been banned, and then we didn't know why. So that was why we went for the Mora. And then most importantly, because of our brother, because he was a true fellow. May his soul rest in peace. Yeah, so when we got there, when the security came in, they began to, don't you know that Mora has been banned? And then some students wanted to object. Why have they banned Mora? Don't you know we are students? We do it every week. And then, as I was saying, if you raise your voice quite high, then the brutality will start from
you will come out.
Yeah, when it comes out, then you start to receive the brutality. That was the genesis of it. And then because when that particular incident happened, one guy called Sarkodie, he was really brutalized. When he say brutalized, he was really brutalized. By the security. To the extent that we found blood coming out of his ear. It got to a point that we heard that he has lost his memory.
And is it true that he has lost his memory?
It came out.
Have you confirmed that?
Yeah, it's later we realized that he has lost his memory from that instance.
So truly the Sarkodie guy has lost his memory from
as at now, he's back to normal.
So it's a temporal memory loss.
Like you ask him a question and then he will divert the question to a way that maybe you would think that he's joking.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it. So it was the president who interceded for him, and then he took him to the hospital. Yeah. So when he went to the hospital, it became like something which keeps happening each and every week.
The beatings.
The beating it continued each and every week.
And did you report each time to management?
Each time.
Are you sure you are lying that you report? Because I don't think
we are not lying.
Management to sit down, allow security brutalize you all the time. Kwame, are you sure you are lying?
The fact is that management who thought that security will not just come to brutalize you for nothing.
Are you saying management sided with security?
Yeah.
In the instances?
Yeah. Their intention, management's intention.
Are you not just saying this is to win public support?
No.
The students?
Nothing of that sort.
Because I find it difficult that management will sit down, you report beatings by the security, and you want to make me believe that management sides with the security.
He sides with the security.
Against the students.
Against the students. because during our morale session, security men are they are more aggressive than ever. They are more aggressive than ever. Before last semester, they became very aggressive. That was it. So the SRC president thought of it, and then if you realize, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah once said that Ghanaian people are not timid, as has been released by the press as has been released in the foreign press.
No, so let's take it from there. Now, after the beating of this Sarkodie guy who lost his memory temporarily, what happened? What activities led to
it became like something which keeps happening each and every week. So we felt that enough is enough. And then on Sunday, the incident happened on Friday. On Sunday, the SRC president, when he realized that the university management is not saying anything about it, after this type of brutality that someone has lost his memory for a while and gained it back.
The management did not make comments about this?
No.
Did not call you, the student leadership,
to
say anything about it?
Not a single one.
You are sure? No. Kwame, I want to be very clear.
Not a single one. This is a lie.
Brutalized by security.
Yeah.
Hurt in the head.
Yeah.
Lost memory. Admitted at the hospital.
Yeah.
You reported to management.
Yeah.
And no comment statement. Nothing was said about this.
Nothing.
Who was supposed to have made a statement?
Who was supposed? We were expecting the dean of students.
The dean of students.
Yeah, because he is the one who intercedes for us.
And the management did not say anything at all about
Not a single thing. So on that Sunday, the incident happened on Friday evening. So the news spread on Saturday. And then when management didn't comment about it, the SRC president decided that we have to make the school management know that enough is enough. So he called for a meeting for all the executives and then class reps, students, all the students leaders, from class rep, faculty leaders, and then hall president and SRC in general. And then we all came. And then we made a decision that on Monday we are boycotting class for a peaceful walk to submit a petition to the university administration management. That was the purpose of the boycotting of class. So we were boycotting class just to submit a petition, not to demonstrate.
To let management know that you are being brutalized
and
they are not saying anything.
Yeah, and enough is enough. We've had enough of it. That was it. That was what we wanted to do on that Monday. And then we also decided that if they don't say anything about it, then on Friday, which is last week Friday, we will embark on a demonstration. That was the plan. So on that Monday was just a peaceful walk. And if we were just to walk peacefully and then submit our petition and do some little more and then go back to our various halls. And then when the SRC president told us that we should boycott class, that was then that we received a message, an SMS from the dean of students that he has heard that we are boycotting class and we should know that lectures are compulsory and then it's an individual affair. If you don't waste, you are taking the risks at yourself, which means like some sort of a threatening message.
So you felt threatened by the dean?
Yeah.
The peaceful demonstration you wanted to embark on,
a peaceful walk.
Did you let management know in advance that you were going to undertake a peaceful walk?
A peaceful walk. They got to know.
They got to know. You
whatever means that they got to know. For instance, the convention.
You were supposed to write to management through the security that
for the convention,
we are going to undertake a peaceful walk.
For the convention of the hall, we heard it as rumors.
No, I'm coming. For your peaceful walk, you were supposed to have written to management that we are going to undertake a walk in this nature, isn't it?
I wouldn't say that we should.
All right. Morale, and you just heard it as rumor. So you expected them to also hear it as rumor.
Oh, no.
And you also heard it as rumor and sent text message.
No.
Tell you that you're supposed to be in class.
They were informed.
You inform management.
Yeah, they were informed.
That you were going to undertake a peaceful demonstration.
Not a peaceful demonstration, a peaceful walk.
A peaceful walk.
Yeah. And then at the meeting, we discussed it that if the petition we submit on Monday is not being responded to, we will act on Friday. We will act with a demonstration on Friday.
So you sent management this information.
Yeah.
That we were going to embark on a peaceful walk.
Yeah.
After they don't respond, you were going for demonstration.
Yeah, because we wanted them to know that we are very serious about it.
Did management invite you, the leadership, after this message was sent to them?
No.
They did not?
No.
Then you received text message?
Yeah, text message.
Letting you know. Did you feel disrespected by management in that direction?
Very disrespected. Because when he noticed that students were being brutalized, he didn't send us any message.
When you say he, who?
The message came from the Dean of Students.
What is his name?
Mr. Garba.
Mr. Garba.
Yeah, Professor Garba. Yeah, so we were expecting that, and then that man, when you get to know him personally, he's a very kind person. So we were expecting him to send us message or let us know that he has heard of what is going on, and then he was going to talk to the security, and then he was going to inform the security that what they are doing is wrong. So that was what we were expecting, because we all see him as a kind person.
So let me come to you now, Joshua Green. You are a member of the SRC Parliamentary Council, the PRO of Katanga Hall, and the Secretary of Katanga Hall at the same time. You're a big man. So at what point...
I would like to correct the intro very well, because for the Secretary and PRO, I would say exiled that's jurisdiction, because most functions, you are not allowed to function as executives fully. So I would say exiled in a way. But for being in Parliament, I would say yes.
So you are aware of everything that has happened, because you were in Parliament when these decisions were all taken to go on a peaceful walk, to go for the demonstration.
Yeah, we are fully aware of everything.
You are fully aware. At what point in time did you decide to start this vandalism on campus?
This vandalism on campus?
Yes, you vandalized properties.
Okay, as he said earlier on, it was not an intent to destroy anything. It was supposed to be a peaceful match where we submit our petition to management and make sure that management respond to the grievances of students at any point in time. So at any point, you will let management know that you are going to embark on such a peaceful match and let them know that this is a petition. But at any point in time, when we are planning, we also look at the negative aspects where we see to it that what if they don't respond? Then if they don't respond, we are going to take a stance where we now go on the demonstration on Friday, where we show our seriousness to it. So it was all planned, and just the night before the next day, we received a text message indicating that. So the students felt that we are trying to lay out our grievances to you, and the message came in a way sort of to threaten the students' body in a whole, to put them in class. So the students felt disrespected and felt that they are not actually trying to listen to our views here. So they are trying to impose everything on us. So there are people out there who also felt brutalized. So what happens the next day? They still go on the peaceful march to submit the petition to the management. But on the way going, it's just a peaceful march, and then we have police coming in trying to fly tear gas and a whole lot of things.
You hold on. Did you notify the police of your peaceful march?
For peaceful match, they were informed, but you see, peaceful match is a peaceful match.
No, the law says before you embark on any march of any kind, you seek permission from the police.
They were informed. So if you are supposed to come,
being informed is different from getting permission from them. You inform them or you sought their permission.
For the legalities aspect of it, it's a walk. And if you are taking a walk,
what you are doing, you are mobilizing over 50,000 students.
Sure.
You said over 50,000 on campus to have a peaceful walk. You didn't think some could do anything untoward, and you're supposed to seek permission from the police for protection.
Obviously, and the police was supposed to come to protect.
Did you write to them that we were going to undertake?
We did all the processes.
You wrote to the police.
We did
Which
everything.
police station did you write to?
Well, I didn't lead the front to send to or do the particular thing, but we know that all those processes were carried out.
So you wrote to the police that you were going to undertake a peaceful demonstration that day, and the police came up. Did they give you, are you aware, are you sure they've given you the permission to go on with the peaceful walk? You are not aware, you don't know.
We as at now, since you're not the one who sent the request or whatsoever, I won't be in the capacity to know whether the feedback came. But whatsoever, I feel that if we're out there on that day to submit our petition for a peaceful walk, we felt that whatever legalities were supposed to be done, we did it.
Okay, so what made the police start throwing tear gas and other things?
I just don't know whether the police, because we had police like from the beginning and nothing happened. This police, we didn't know who sends them to come from, like to come to that like scene at that point in time. So when they came, the boys were heading like passing in front of Castle Hayford building, and that's where we saw the tear gas coming. And the boys were like, which sort of like, why are you flying against us?
Are you saying the police just got up and used
we don't know why?
Guys,
I don't know
them any reason to.
I don't know the intent of the police, whether it was trying to stop the peaceful march, because if already the message had come from the DOS sort of giving that kind of notion, and you see a police again throwing tear gas, it means that the message was supposed to stop us, and now the police coming to stop us. So obviously it brought about retaliation. That's how the whole thing started.
That's the way retaliation. You can retaliate with the police.
No, when I'm saying retaliation, I'm talking about retaliation in terms of reflex actions, where someone chooses something against you and you are quick to move into defense. It's sort of nature of human beings.
So you were defending yourselves?
It was defending, and at any point in time, we managed to calm the people down again. The masses that were being led, we managed to bring tempers down and told the police to move away, because their presence were trying to cause some sort of backlash. Yeah, they left.
They left. After they left, you had field day.
After they left, it still went free, and no sort of backlash from police or distraction of anything.
Now the news making round says you've destroyed properties on campus. You vandalized vehicles. You destroyed louver blades. You broke into offices and picked computers. There were pictures of you people going for the Benku portal, of even a security man at post. And why must you destroy property? Because you want to register your disagreement with management on issues?
Okay, so when they got in front of the administration to submit their petition, the boys, the people, the populace were all boiled up with anger, with their grievances to submit the petition, but they were still standing and no one was coming out.
No management member came out?
No one was coming. No management member.
And you said you informed them prior to your
exactly
peaceful demonstration,
yeah, so
that you were coming?
Yeah.
So which management member were you expecting to come for the message?
We don't expect any. We just need a representative for management.
And nobody came out?
And no one came out. And if no one came out, what message is this carrying to the people? That they're not ready to listen. So at any point in time, we are trying to calm tempers down while waiting for someone to take the petition. But still no one came out.
For how long did you wait?
Oh, for so many minutes. I wasn't really calculating though. But
what is so many minutes for?
So I could say about 10 minutes, no one was still coming out.
Nobody came?
No one came. And when the tempest rose, as I see, the distraction was not because they willed it, but accumulated grievances led to that. So if I'm stating that, it's because as at that point in time, upon so many instances coming, and at that point, no one coming out to listen to them, people all of a sudden started throwing stones against the classes and trying to destroy things because they felt, okay, if you're not ready to listen to us, then this is how your results. As at that point, no matter how we were trying to calm tempers down, because of the scene that had been created, it was very difficult to stop them. And I will also state that the people that embarked on the peaceful walk was not only the students, but we realized that we had the students being linked to family members who were also equally affected and hurt by such incidences and came to join the peaceful walk and say, let us submit it. So if it happens, these people incited the students, they also joined. So a whole lot of things, not necessarily because the students started anything.
But is that not lawlessness? You waited for just about 10 minutes. Nobody came out to receive your petition. Based on that, you guys started destroying
No,
things.
you see, the funny thing is, you see, the way the administration is structured, you could see opening of louvers and stuff. Okay, you could see one person opens his louvers, looks down, close it, opens, closed.
Maybe because they feel threatened by the way you guys came around.
It's not about the way you threaten. I feel that at any point in time, when it got there, just a representative comes out, takes it and talks to the people. It's a matter of talking to the people.
Was the SRC president leading this peaceful demonstration?
Of course, yes.
He was at the forefront.
Yes, and he was there, and we were talking to the people to calm down, that someone will come out, and no one is coming out. And at that point in time, we're expecting that if at least one person comes out, takes the person, tell the boys and tell the people, that the masses, that we've heard your cry, we'll make sure that we work and address your grievances. That would have been the end, and no distraction.
But you destroyed vehicles of lecturers.
No, that was after. That was after that scene. So the thing is, what should have been done before the distraction happened? If at that point in time, it came out, you told them, I've taken your petition, you work very well and make sure that your grievances are heard and solved. That would have been the end. Everyone will return to their various hostels or classes. And that would have been the end. So the thing is, are we linking it to what happened after, or we are linking it to the main thing that brought about the distraction?
So let me get that straight from you for the sake of the viewers.
Yes.
So the distraction is because nobody came out to receive your petition.
And the attitude of the police towards them at that point in time.
The police threw tear gas.
Yes.
And you said they left after.
Yes.
Then the peaceful demonstration continued
Exactly.
to the administration block.
Yeah.
You waited for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Nobody came to receive your petition.
Yeah.
That was when you people felt disrespected,
Yeah.
not giving the priority as students,
Yeah.
and you began vandalism. That's right.
Yeah, I'll say that's right. But
Is that
but
a justification to cause vandalism?
But let me also put it on air that when it got to the point that we've been trying to cool tempers down, we saw police rushing in because of how the demeanor of the masses regards to the atmosphere that has been created. And we had the police coming in, and over there they started the same thing that we had stopped, train of tear gas. So it became that kind of battle.
So the police worsened the situation.
The police worsened the situation. The tempers were already rising, and you came in again with the same tear gas, and it worsened the situation.
Now, my point is the lecturers' vehicles.
It was unfortunate.
It was unfortunate.
Yes.
But don't you think you have shot yourselves in the foot now? Because they are the ones teaching you. You've destroyed their vehicles. Are you, the student leaders, going to get money and repair their vehicles or buy back their vehicles? Are you going to do that? Definitely no. Now,
But the question is, if you are talking about getting money to fix the vehicles, have you also talked about finding ways to compensate the lost hurt people?
I'm coming.
No, we are shifting.
I'm talking about no, hold on. Listen to me.
We are shifting so much focus onto the distraction,
Yes.
and leaving the part that students were brutalized.
No, you were brutalized.
It affects them socially.
I'll come to
now,
that.
if someone is to sue any security person,
I'll come to that. I'm talking about what you are going to suffer probably from the hands of the lecturers. I am telling you, they are going to fail you students for this singular act.
well, we expressed our we told them that it was unfortunate and not because we willed it, and that for any losses we at any point in time will be say
We are sorry.
for such instances, but we can't.
Sorry does not cut it. I'm telling you, the lecturers are going to fail you for this singular act.
No, that's your point. That's your
It
that's
is
your view on it.
rational. The lecturers are angry right now with you students for what you have done. And
But
they-
at any point in time, the lecturers are also parents. Okay, who would know that at any point in time, the children, they've nurtured children from younger ages up to their adulthood, and they understand the attitude of children.
so they understand that you are right to destroy their vehicles when they have
No, they
hand
didn't
role to play
understand the
in your
right.
grievances.
No, they didn't understand the right for us to destroy, but they understood how it came to that point where the students had to resort to that. As I said, it's unfortunate that it went that way, and I'm saying that we couldn't even actually justify us and now that it was a student who broke that car, because
But
I
it
said
was students that were demonstrating.
obviously, and I said that we had concerned people from the outskirts also coming.
My
to join.
brother, you can't say that. the Student Representative Council, including you, who is a member of the parliament, organized this peaceful demonstration.
No, it was not a demonstration.
Peaceful protest.
It was not a
peaceful march, which resulted in the destruction of vehicles of lecturers.
What led to that? We are shifting so much focus on today.
We understand what led to that. But why will you destroy vehicles to register your displeasure? That is what, and I'm telling you, the lecturers are going to fail a lot of you this semester. Mark it on the wall. Go and take the failure rate.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Yes.
What will you do when you find out that a lot of students have failed abysmally?
Well, it could be a coincidence though, because we shouldn't always be shifting the fact that students have failed. It could be a coincidence, or it could be what you are saying. So as of now, we can't just jump into conclusions upon further investigations that we can conclude. But it would be unfair on the part as of now to conclude for the lecturers, because as I said, the lecturers are also equally adults who have nurtured children and will understand the stance of students at that point in time. And I'm saying secondly that if you are talking about the compensation aspect, then on any day, if each individual on campus is to sue based on how psychologically, emotionally, be it in terms of education wise, that brutality has affected, you go into a lot of payments here. So at any point in time, if you are going to checking about the things that have been destroyed, then we also should look at how we are supposed to compensate all these people who were brutalized. So at any point in time, we shouldn't be looking at compensation, because both parties could equally push for compensation here. So now, why don't us stop shifting about the vandalism, and let's look at the grass. Let's solve it once and for all, and let's look at how we can have a peaceful serene in school, and everyone continues his academic work.
Everyone continues his academic work. We are going for break. When we are back, we'll continue with the discussion. Don't go anywhere. Confidently tell you that the alumni is behind all these agitations on campus.
I don't know why it's still hitting on that. I'm saying no.
The alumni is the reason why we are agitating, because they in the first place started the agitation against the confession.
No. We didn't inform the alumni. On that first day that we realized that they are...
Indirectly, they are pushing you guys to do
No, on that first day, for you to get it very clear, on that first day when the issue popped up that we are going to mix our hall, no alumni was there.
Are you sure? I hosted alumni on this show.
On that very day.
I hosted them.
After that very day.
And
no.
They were pressing hard that the conversation shouldn't happen. And so when it happens, they know what they will do next.
You are saying
this is what has come out of it.
You are saying that the students agreed that we should convert the hall. Indirectly, that's what you are saying.
No, I didn't say that.
So what do you mean?
The alumni, they were on this set. We had discussion here on this program. And they said they were against the conversion. And when the conversion goes ahead, they have another means of reacting. And this is what we are. Are you saying they have not had a meeting?
Their means that they were talking about were legal means. That's why we went to court. The alumni also met the president in the US.
That court case. Yeah. Would the court have done a great good if they had given that injunction?
I would say the verdict has already been given.
Yes, would the court have helped the situation by granting that injunction to look at issues critically?
Yeah, it could. In the sense that you can say because the students are already on campus, they should be made allowed to enter the hall. We didn't understand that particular thing, and then up to now we don't understand.
So the course would have helped the whole situation far better.
Far better, because if the students are on campus, and then you realize that all the main halls, we have 196 rooms for the main. When you come to Katanga, it is divided into 3. We have the main hall, the annex, and then Shaba. And then the main hall, which contains 196 rooms, are all being given to girls. And then only 98 rooms are being given to boys.
So the ladies now outnumber the guys in the hall?
Over 100%.
100%?
Over 100%.
And that's also not fair to you guys?
Not fair.
All right, so let me come to you, Green.
Yeah.
You are a member of the Parliamentary Council.
Yeah.
Now that you've met with management,
Yeah.
have you gotten anything out of it?
Yeah, so they give a listening ear to our grievances, what we actually was pushing forward in terms of the mixed hall week celebrations, being all hall week celebrations being celebrated in 1 week. And obviously, as I always say, that we can't have everyone celebrating his birthday on 1 day. So therefore, we push for the separate systems where each hall was celebrating his hall week. Each hall can also come and benefit from another hall's week celebration. And secondly, we also moved to consolidation of accounts, where all students' accounts were consolidated into one account. So a lot of bureaucracies, time wasting came in signing funds for projects, and the delays in this became a problem. So we are saying that we want our system back, where the students themselves become signatories to the accounts. That separate accounts were there for easy signing and to avoid that kind of bureaucracies and time wasting. So if you come to the misbursements of fund, we are shifting the auditing role to the management so that they will make sure that no student leader is misusing funds. So if it happens that way, we feel that the checks are in place. This person is doing his job, one sect is doing his job, management is also doing his job to audit. Then we move to the conversion issue, which became one of the main things where we are here today. We felt that if these two halls were not converted, we won't have students moving in the cost of Katanga, and brutality will come. Because as I said, over the past years, these same security men were there. We were in here in brutality. As soon as the incidence of mixed hall issue came, we are now brutalizing students. So let's solve the problem from grassroots. And we came to the function of hall executives. Hall executives have been moved, sidelined, and are not allowed to function, not even allowed to enter the hall. So the question is, how do they even get the grievances of the people they represent, their constituents? For in the likes of Kunti, we have first years coming to take over their duties. That's the reports you're having from the Kunti. And this has been an issue that's been there. So as of now, one of the main issues that was left hanging. The other ones were, they gave a listening ear to all of them, but from the reports that was presented, the issue of conversion of the hall was still left hanging.
So you guys want the conversion to be reversed?
We want it. That's the reason why we are here.
So if the conversion is not reversed, what next?
Then I think we'll come back to the same process where students will be brutalized. Because why? Because when the students go there.
Wait. You mean students will be brutalized? That means you'll be back to the demonstration, the agitations, and the vandalism on campus again.
No.
You are the vice president of Katanga Hall. Yeah. Are you saying that if the conversion is not reversed, we'll be back having demonstrations, vandalism on campus?
We are not talking about demonstration here.
We are not talking about demonstration.
The main issue is to...
Are you saying the conversion should be reversed? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, it should be reversed.
At all costs? If not, what?
If not, the brutality will still continue.
When you say brutality, what do you mean by brutality will still continue?
Okay. The brutality starts always on Friday, mostly on Fridays.
No, I don't get it. What do you mean by it? Means you always go for your demonstrations and the police brutalize you.
We will be going for demonstration. We'll be going for our morale sessions. And then during the morale, that is when the security men sees the students as a threat.
My brother, you are going too far. You are just supposed to come and learn. You enter the school, after 4 years, you are gone. What is this business of mixed hall, single? How does it affect your academics life?
Oh, it affects us.
How does it affect you in particular?
I in particular. Okay. The fact is that we are in the school not just to come to school. We are being educated for our rights and everything. If something hurts you emotionally, you just have to voice it out. And then if you study Katanga very well, you realize that Katanga, anytime that there is an incident in school and then no one is voicing out, we will voice out.
Because you are known for vandalism.
We are not known for vandalism. If we don't understand certain things, we wouldn't say yes, Amasa.
So I am still asking you on this show, the SRC, that you are saying you are demanding a reversal of the convention.
100%.
So if the reversal does not happen, what happens next? You keep saying we'll be back to this area where students are brutalized, which means you continue with your violent activities until the convention is reversed.
No, we do not cause anything that will classify it as a violent behavior. What do we do?
Viewers, Katanga Hall Vice President Kwame Owusu Ansah and Joshua Green, PRO, Secretary of Katanga Hall, also a member of the SRC's Parliamentary Council, are saying that if the conversion to mixed halls is not reversed, we will be back to where we are today. There will be brutalities, there will be vandalism until it is done. That is what they are trying to do.
You're misquoting.
No, that is the meaning. No. Because when you are brutalized, you demonstrated, it led to vandalism. So if brutalities come again, you will not sit down. You will still go for vandalism.
You might not know the approach the students will use this time around, because the vandalism was an approach where we say two wrongs do not make a right. Fine, but it was intended not to be a wrong solving a wrong. It was supposed to be a right solving a wrong, where we intended to have a peaceful match. And when we say that the vandalism came, not because we intended vandalism, no. But we are saying that if the mixed hall issues do not go, the same problems surrounding it, the brutality will still come back. But you cannot move into conclusion and say that the approach to solving the brutality would this time be true vandalism, which I would object to that. So I feel that at any point in time, let's talk about the impending issues. Let's just not look at the approaches to solve the issue.
The number one, the root cause of all this is the conversion.
Exactly.
And you are asking it to be reversed.
Exactly.
And I'm asking you, if the reversal is not done,
we will come back to the students being brutalized. And the emphasis
being brutalized led to vandalism.
Led to a peaceful walk, which later the students were incited because of the atmosphere and things.
Are you giving management an ultimatum as to when they should reverse this?
No, you are missing the points. Right now, there's already sort of a body through the government, the IMC, which now has been put on hold, and we have our very own chancellor coming in to help and solve the issue. So at any point in time, we feel optimistic that this thing is going to be solved.
I mean, do you have a time frame you're expecting management to reverse this conversion? Maybe in a year, in a two, in a three?
Obviously, when we have our father coming in to solve, he's a man who always solves things as soon as possible.
So you don't have an ultimatum for management to reverse the conversion?
No, we don't have an ultimatum, because we want the process should follow due processes so that every party is satisfied, so that we don't have that kind of backlash.
You guys wanted the vice chancellor to go. True or false?
By saying who
you, the students, wanted the vice chancellor also to go. True or false?
That's not in our power or capacity. If you have seen some students wanted
okay, some of you students wanted the vice chancellor to go. I read in the news you guys labeled him Kumasi Adolf Hitler.
Well, I've not heard about that.
You've not heard that? I read in the news somewhere that you guys refer to your vice chancellor Kumasi Adolf Hitler. Now that rumors are there that he should step aside, are you happy with that?
As of now, rumors are there for him to step aside, but currently, is he stepping aside? we should look at the current.
Do you want him to step aside?
That's not in my capacity to see.
Do you want the vice chancellor to step aside?
It's not in my capacity.
But you guys are happy if he should step aside?
If it's not in my capacity, whether I'll be sad or happy, it's still not in my capacity.
You're running away from this particular one.
What? I'm not running, because the question is we have structures for him to step aside or for him to work. And as of now,
you guys don't have the balls you seem to have now.
No.
There's a question.
What do you mean by capacity?
Whether you'll be happy or not.
No, you guys want the appointing body authority to make him step aside.
When you ask that question, you're shifting the focus. The focus we were pushing for was not whether the VC stays or not. The focus we were pushing for is to make the issues or the grievances of students solved. So whoever has come to solve it is whatsoever you are interested. You're interested in this.
But why is the VC at the center of all this now? Every now and then the VC.
Because in this country, when something goes wrong, regardless of whether it is, they'll blame the president. So if you're having it being blamed on the VC, I don't think it's something new.
You don't think it is something that is serious?
Yeah.
Now that you've gotten some of the demands you are asked to go home for 2 weeks and report later.
On 8.
Don't you think your academic calendar has been disrupted unnecessarily?
Fine, it has been disrupted unnecessarily, but have you thought of the fact that where unnecessarily students will also be affected within the same academic calendar? When the students are in school, they can't learn, they can't focus. So what will be the essence of schooling at that point in time? So why don't you bring that serene atmosphere, the comfortable atmosphere for students to study, and we achieve the main purpose of education, not just the process being followed?
All right, Vice President of Katanga Hall. Also, when you go back to school, are you going to speak to your fellows to peacefully coexist with the ladies in the halls now?
I don't get it.
You are not happy with their presence. You
Yeah.
want them to be taken out of the halls.
Yeah.
The halls return to single sex, all male halls. Now, the vandalism and brutality agitations are as a result of because of the conversion.
Yeah.
Now, in my opinion, I can confidently tell you that you guys are not happy seeing the ladies in your halls. If you had the power, you would have driven them out of the halls today.
Today.
If you had the power,
Today.
today.
Okay, let me say this. You wanted to know if we would talk to our fellow brothers.
Are you about to speak to your guys? Let the ladies stay.
No.
After all,
Stay until. What do you mean? I want you to go straight to the point.
Just
Stay until eternity, or.
that is why I'm asking you. Do you have an ultimatum for management? You couldn't tell me either.
Oh, nah, we don't want them to stay for eternity. Next year, the following year. Come on, we don't want it that way.
So you want them out?
If you want the female to stay, it means you are breaking the student front.
So you want them
Katanga
out
is the student front.
So you want them out immediately?
Not immediately as now.
So when do you want them out? What duration are you expecting them to move?
Okay, the substantive case is still in court. What the verdict that came out was just about the injunction. So the case actually is in court. That is yet to be tackled with.
That is yet to be tackled.
Yeah.
You want to add something?
Yeah, I want to add something. In regards to the ladies moving out, there's always a structure as to reallocate ladies. When I'm drawing this break, okay, there was actually an alternative. Just when the case was in court and we filed the injunction, the university had an alternative how they would be able to reallocate the ladies that were posted to the various halls. So if during this break, the same reallocation could have happened, where these ladies, those at Africa, could move to, could relocate to Unity Hall, the same thing comes. So that kind of reshuffling is possible. So it's just about they coming and and they giving reallocation. So even if it is coming to school now, they could still do the reallocation. They just needed that space to do it, and they'll still do the allocation. You come and get a new place to go. Second, so it is possible that, as I'm saying, there's already by Friday a new council will be brought in to solve this whole issue. So if they are brought in to solve this issue and they are solving the problem from it, and they are obviously going to address our grievances, then surely in terms of approaches to solve it, they could either do it now, next semester, or next academic year. But regardless, with all these processes being followed, even if it is coming just following week, there's even a structure that could be followed, and we could bring them to reallocate and maintain the old structure. So it's not a problem.
So do you agree that you guys have gone too far in pressing home your demands?
I don't think brutality has gone too far.
I accept. I agree. You've made efforts.
So if you agree, then we also, as you always have always said, it is unintentional and the people went too far. But I'm saying that let's not look at the effect. If the course has gone too far and the effect has resulted to that, no one is happy. No student is happy about things being distracted properties, because the same properties, they are the ones using it. The same, we all need these systems to work for in our own interest. But we are saying that in as much as we are not happy, we shouldn't be shifting the focus so much to brutality at the expense of human life.
Shifting focus. Have you also regretted any course of action you guys have taken so far?
Yeah, for the distraction. Yeah.
So
that was unfortunate.
We
didn't anticipate for that.
So look into the camera and tell those who are affected by your actions and apologize to them.
Please, I object to that, because I don't think you had the security personnel or whoever in looking into camera apologizing for students' brutality.
But he said you've regretted the distraction.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. Yeah, but for me to apologize, that's a different story.
You won't apologize for the distractions?
Come on.
Your ego is killing everybody.
You are sorry, but for you to apologize and say, I'm sorry for destroying your car.
It's unintentional.
Don't you think apology will just go a long way to
but I'm saying that
lecturers who
what about the students who were brutalized? Did you have people on air to come and say we are sorry for hitting or brutalizing you, beating you with sticks, having blood come out? I don't think we had on the media having advertisements saying we are sorry to brutalize students. No. So if at any point in time the media was not pushing for that, why are we pushing for students to
no
apologize?
one is talking about the brutality.
No one is talking about it. No one is talking about the brutality. But who is asking for people to apologize to the brutalized students? No one. So at any point in time,
mostly
we are
what
not
you
looking
be
at
saying
that.
in graphic and other things are about the distraction, not the brutality.
So if you have come to this point,
the concern is mainly on the distraction.
The distraction, more than that, it's so evident in the.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Kwame also answer in 30 seconds. What are your final words?
Well, thank you very much. I'm coming here. I'm very happy. I'm very glad coming here. And I think this is a very nice program, and I think you people should come and then support, because I'm sure about 50,000 students right now will be driving their attention to this particular program. So if you can come and support, I think you'll get your product selling very well. Thank you.
What are your closing remarks? Mr. Green, I like the name.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think this is a very interesting program because it's much about students, and as the whole populace, you are also thinking about the student population. So I'm calling for sponsors to come and support this program, so that you make sure that the voice or the grievances of students are out there and people will really know the grassroots, the problems right from the grassroots. Thank you.